Hey, what is going on YouTube? In this video, I go over a question that I get pretty often, and that is which Chase credit cards you need to get under the Chase 524 rule. Now, if you're new to this channel, my name is Will. I go over travel reward credit cards to help you travel more for less. So consider hitting that little red subscribe button for more videos. Now, if you don't know what the Chase 524 rule is, it's an unofficial rule that went into place around 2015 or so. And what it says is that if you have opened up 5 or more credit cards in the past 24 months and try applying for a Chase credit card, Chase is not going to approve you. Now, because of this one rule, it's always recommended that you start with Chase first when you're looking at travel reward credit cards. And that's because Chase has a lot of great credit cards with a lot of great sign-up bonuses. And sign-up bonuses is where you're going to get a lot of value when it comes to travel reward credit cards. So you could look at Amex or Citi. They all have great travel reward credit cards, but their rules aren't as restrictive as Chase is. So you can always get those at a later time. You want to start with Chase first, make sure you get those sign-up bonuses and all the benefits that they have to offer, and then move on to the other banks and start working on those cards. Now, 5 credit cards in a 24-month period may sound like a lot, but it really isn't. You can get about 5 credit cards in really a 12-month period. And the strategy that we go over today, you're going to have about 7 or 8 credit cards within 24 months. Now, in saying all that, I do have to say that Chase is one of the harder banks to get approved for when it comes to applying for any of their credit cards. So a lot does come into play when you're applying for a credit card. So your credit score, of course, is important, but also your income, what's on your credit report, how many cards have you opened up in the past. All that does come into play when you're applying for a credit card. So for Chase, I would say you'll want a credit score of around 700 or so, an income of around $25,000 or more, and then you do want to have at least one credit card on your credit report under your own name, not as an authorized user. So unfortunately, there really isn't a chart or a formula that I can point you guys to see whether or not you're going to get approved for any of these cards. There is a card match tool on the creditcards.com website that you can use, and they'll do a soft credit check on you based on your information, which will have no impact on your credit score or your credit history or anything like that. And based on that credit profile that they pull, they'll recommend you a few cards that they think that you may be able to apply for and get approved for. Now, for me personally, when I first got my Chase credit card back in 2017, it was the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. At that time, my credit score was 750. I had about 4 or 5 different credit cards on my credit report at the time. And those were opened up over a 10-year period prior to me applying for the Chase card, and my income was pretty high. So a lot does go into it, and this is just, kind of some recommendations for you guys. Now, before I jump into the cards that I recommend, I'm going to make one assumption here, and that is that you do have one credit card on your report in the past 12 months or so. And that's just kind of because, again, Chase does want to see that you do have a credit card on your report. So I'm just going to fill that one first slot in our Chase 524 with that one credit card. But don't worry, because it's really not going to impact us too much. I'm still going to recommend the same cards. You're still going to get all of the great Chase credit cards, even with that one slot filled. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the other cards you should be getting from Chase in order to fill in those other slots for 524. Now, the first one I definitely recommend that you get pretty early on is going to be the World of Hyatt credit card. Now, the World of Hyatt credit card is a very solid hotel card, and it pairs very, very nicely with Chase Ultimate Reward points that you're going to be earning on with some of these other cards. So Chase Ultimate Reward Points, one of its best transfer partners is definitely World of Hyatt. You'll be able to find some really, really good values there. Now, the main benefit with the World of Hyatt credit card doesn't really kick in until the second year of your card. So the main benefit is going to be that free night that you get on your anniversary. So you're not going to have that free night in your first year. You'll get it on that 12-month that you have the card. So that's why I say you want to get it pretty early, because after that first year with all these cards, that's when you're going to be probably looking to redeem some of these points for your travel. So being able to have that free night certificate with the Hyatt World of Hyatt credit card is definitely going to be very valuable to you. So you want to get it as soon as possible. Now, the second card that I'm recommending is going to be the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. So not the Reserve card, which is one I do recommend in the long run, but I think the Chase Sapphire Preferred card is the better option for your first year. So there are a couple of reasons for that. So one, the sign-up bonus. So with the sign-up bonus with the Preferred card, it's 60,000 points right now, whereas with the Sapphire Reserve card, it's only 50,000 points. So a 10,000 point difference. Now, what's important is that you can only get one Sapphire sign-up bonus every 48 months. So you definitely want to get that higher one with the preferred card right now, instead of getting that lower one, which we have to wait another 48 months in order to get another sign-up bonus. So maximize the amount of sign-up bonus that you can really get. So that's the first reason why I think you should get the preferred card. The second one is going to be that annual fee. So the preferred card is only $95, whereas the Chase Sapphire Reserve card is $450 up front. Now, the Chase Sapphire Reserve card does have a lot of great benefits that do more than make up for that increased annual fee. And again, it is the one I do recommend in the long run. But in your first year, you may not be doing as much traveling as you would really want to be doing. So in that first year, you can just accumulate a whole bunch of points. And then going into your second year, that may be when you start doing a lot of that traveling that you really want to do with all those points you've been accumulating. So once you get to that second year, once you hit that first year anniversary with the preferred card, you can see if you can upgrade the preferred card to the reserve card and then take advantage of all those benefits. So that's my general strategy for the preferred card versus reserve card. I have done a video comparing the two and did some break-even points as well to see which one really makes it worthwhile for you. So I'll link that up here in the cards above. Now, another reason that you may want to get a preferred card is simply because it's easier to get. So the reserve card does have increased requirements in order to get it. You need a credit score of like 730 or above. You need a higher income. So all that stuff does come into play. With the preferred card, you need a credit score of like 700, maybe a slightly lower income. So it's a little bit easier to get the preferred card. So that's another reason that you may just want to stick with that one. Now, jumping into our fourth slot with the 524, this one is going to be completely up to you, but you want to make sure that you just pick one of these cards for right now. We'll get the other one a little bit later. So this fourth one is going to be either the Freedom or the Freedom Unlimited card. So with the Freedom Unlimited card, you get that 1.5% back on everything. And then with the Freedom card, you do get the 5% back on certain categories that rotate every quarter. Now, these are actually cashback credit cards, but when you pair them with a Sapphire card, you can transfer those points to your Sapphire account and then use them for travel. So again, it doesn't really matter which one that you get first. Just make sure you choose one right now. And again, we'll get the other one later. Now, jumping into that fifth and final slot for 524, we're not going to add just one card. We're going to add at least 4 cards to this one slot. So the way that we're going to do this is start applying for Chase business cards. So yes, the beauty with business cards is when you apply for them, the same rules apply. If they have seen 5 open cards in 24-month period, they're not going to give you that business credit card. But once you are approved for that business card, it's not going to show up on your personal credit report. So it doesn't count towards any future credit cards that you're applying for when it comes to the 524. So that is a free slot that we get with this card, with as many business cards as Chase offers, really. But for the sake of this video, we're just going to be looking at the 3 Chase Ink cards. So the Chase Ink Preferred card, the Chase Ink Unlimited, and the Chase Ink Cash card. Now, I know business credit cards may seem out of reach for some of you guys, but I guarantee you it's really not that hard to get. At the end of the day, they are just credit cards. So when you're applying for a business card, you can apply as a sole proprietor, which is really the most basic form of a business. And it doesn't require you to register with any local governments or anything like that. As long as you're performing activity with the purpose of trying to earn some type of profit, you are a sole proprietor and you're essentially a business. So if you're someone that's just out there cutting the grass, you're doing some ride shares like Uber or Lyft, you're babysitting, you are essentially a sole proprietor and you can apply for one of these credit cards. So it's really simple. I've done a video on how to do this as well, which I'll link up in the tags above and in the description below. So be sure to check that out if that is something that you're interested in. But you definitely should, because again, these sign-up bonuses are great and these cards are also pretty good to have in your wallet as well. All right, so let's go ahead and recap as to where we're at right now in our 524 journey. So we got that first non-Chase card probably at least 1 year before we started going into these Chase credit cards. So then after that, we got the World of Hyatt credit card. We got one of the Chase Sapphire cards. We got one of the Chase Freedom cards. We got 3 different Chase business cards. And now we're looking at one other slot that we have left. But that other non-Chase card that you got, again, a year before you start going through these Chase credit cards probably already fell off your 524 list. So you probably actually have 2 slots open now instead of just the 1. So from here on out, I would say it's really up to you which cards that you want to get. There are a lot of different cards that Chase offers. You have IHG hotel cards, you have Marriott cards, you have Southwest, you have United, you have British Airways. A lot of cards that you can really fill in these 2 slots. It's really up to you and what fits your needs. It's really no right answer to this one here. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Choose whatever cards that you want to get for these last couple cards, last couple slots that you probably have open, and then just be happy with that. Once you're done with 524, you're free. You can start looking at some other banks like Amex or Citi and start exploring what those card companies have to offer. So in one of my upcoming videos, I'm going to go over my Chase card setup and how I generate as many Chase Ultimate Reward points as I can based on my own spin. So be sure that you're subscribed and hit that bell notification to be notified on that video and more videos in the coming future. But that's all I have for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, be sure to smash that like button. Easy way to support that channel. I'll greatly appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.